So, welcome back. This is the third dish of this series. We are starting doing lunches now, okay? So we've done 2 breakfast dishes, now we're going on to lunch. So the first lunch dish we're doing is a pomegranate and roasted chicken tabbouleh, which is traditionally from the Middle East. Morocco it's very popular in, where we're using this selection of Moroccan-inspired ingredients. Okay. Right, so as I say, this is the pomegranate tabbouleh. This is a Moroccan or Northern African style dish made with bulgur wheat, lemons, chicken, mint, parsley, spring onions, cucumber, to name but a few. So what we're going to do, you can use alternatives to bulgur wheat if you can't find it. So I know most supermarkets will stock it. But you can use stuff like pearl barley, which is what I'll be using today. The only difference with pearl barley is that the pearl barley's got a very strong husk to it, the outside. So it will be cooking out before you can use it, which is what I've got on the pan behind me at the moment. It's literally just boiled in water till it's cooked, drain it off, and then you can start throwing everything else together. So I'm just going to go through the preparation, as I say. So what we've got, we need the zest and the juice of 2 lemons, okay? I've zested one of them already, just to show, just so you can see the size that we're looking for. So you can do it on a cheese grater. There is a zesting setting. This is a zest setting for your grater. However, for me personally, I like to have a little bit more texture in my tabbouleh, and you can see the zest. So I do it on this setting, okay? Be careful when you're zesting any citrus fruits, just do 1 rundown, because if you do more than 1, this white pith that you'll find is quite bitter, so you don't want that, you only want the yellow skin. So I'll just zest that down. Incidentally, this recipe makes 4, so if you want to make this for the family or a group of friends, it's a nice lunchtime meal. And the reason I chose to show you how to do this one is because you can throw more or less anything into a tabbouleh. Whatever you've got lying around, as long as it fits the bill as an Middle Eastern ingredients, which is why we've got pomegranate, mint. If you've got some lamb, any roast chicken or any roast meat you've got left over from Sunday, you can throw that into a tabbouleh, no problem. So now to juice the lemon, I always roll it, put some pressure on it and roll it. This stimulates the pockets inside the lemon, so you maximise the juice that you can get from it, okay? And if you haven't got a juicer at home, what you can do is actually juice it through your hand. And the way you can do this, make sure your hands are clean of course, is actually squeeze it through your fingers. And the reason you do this is because if there's any seeds in the lemon, your hand will catch them, okay? So it'll be typical now, there won't be any seeds in this, but we'll squeeze it anyway. So you can see the juice is on my hand, and just let it slide through your fingers, okay, into the jug you have. There we go. You can see there's a seed that's just come out now, and it's stuck in my hand. If you just squeeze it into a bowl, you'd be fishing for seeds, and it's an absolute nightmare, trust me. Which is why doing it this way is far better. There we go. So that's juiced. Right, so that's all been juiced now. So we'll get rid of lemons. We've got the 2 lemons juice. That's it. Next thing we'll do is we'll go and prepare the cucumber, okay? So we've got half a cucumber here. Remember to take the plastic off. And what we'll do, we'll cut it in half. Little tip, what you'll need for this is a teaspoon. And what you can do then, get your teaspoon inside the cucumber and just pull towards you. And what you're doing, you're scraping the seeds out, okay? The reason we're scraping the seeds out is because it will make the tabbouleh really soggy if we were to keep the seeds in there, okay? So again, we'll do the same with the other half. We'll pull the seeds out. Just be careful you're not pulling out too much of the flesh, because obviously we want to have that flesh. Tabbouleh. So there's 2 ways you can do this now. You've got the cucumber in half. You can either do slices like so, crescent moon, Or what you could do is cut it in half, which is my preference. And you've got nice little chunks going into there, okay? So prepare your cucumber, just quickly prepare that. Make sure they're nice and flat so it's safe to work. Just take your time. I realise I'm going quite fast chopping, but I've got years of experience doing this. So there we go. So there's the cucumber. Get this back into your dish. Next thing we've got is a spring onion, okay? So get rid of this actually waste. So now we've got spring onion. All we do with this, if they're super fresh like these ones, you don't need to take any outer leaves off, but I'll show you how to do it if they're starting to wilt slightly. So top and tail them. So we're just taking off the imperfections from the leaves. And then with the outer leaf, if this is starting to wilt, you can actually pull this off. And what it actually does, it pulls out the outer layer of the spring onion. So you're peeling off the first layer. And then what you're doing, you're actually going to just be using the freshest part of it. And what we'll do, one of two ways again, it's up to personal preference. You can either finely slice it like so, or you can go at an angle, which again is my preferred way. So it looks like you've got longer pieces in there, okay? As you get up to the green, just watch your fingers. There we go. And there you've got some long shredded pieces as well, okay? Or you can do a combination of both like I've done. The white part do as little rings, and then the leafy bits you can do more green, okay? So then put those in our dish. Then what you'll need to do next, move on to your tomatoes, your cherry tomatoes, and simply just cut them in half. I'm not going to demonstrate that because, you know, everyone will know what half in a cherry tomato is. The next thing we need to do is prepare our pomegranate. Okay, now there's lots of different ways I've seen people actually prepare their pomegranate. The way I personally prefer to do it is I would take off just the top. Okay, top and tail again. And what I'll do with my small knife, you can see there's bits of membrane that run down through there. What I tend to do is I cut along here. Okay. So you're almost cutting segments out of it, okay? And then what you can do, you can pull that out, and then you can see it releases all those lovely seeds. So you just pull that back and just take the seeds out from there, okay? We only want the red seeds, we don't want the white pith again, because that has no value to it whatsoever. It's just to hold the seeds in place, okay? So just separate them as best you can from that, and then we'll just pull them out. It just makes it easier to work with when you cut it out in segments like this, I find. Okay. So you pull your segments out as you need them. I'm going to go ahead and prepare the rest of this, and then we'll come back and then we'll start the cooking process then, okay? See you in a minute. Right, so I've prepared the pomegranate that I need. So that's all ready to go. Next thing I've got then is my parsley and my mint, okay? Very important element to this is the mint, okay? Gives it that extra bit of freshness. So what I've got, I'm just going to bring this over here to show you. I've got my my grain boiler, okay? So what I'm going to do next is get a bowl, drain this off, and then we can start putting the ingredients together, okay? So as you can see, I'll put all the ingredients in front of me here. What we'll do, if I can just pop that lemon zest in with the pomegranate. I've got my lemon juice too, okay? What you'll find is the lemon juice will actually help finish off the grain. The reason being, the acidity in there will actually help cook it off. So I'm just going to drain off my pearl barley. That's all cooking done for this dish. There we go. So there's our pearl barley, okay? So what I'm going to do, it's a case of putting it together. So we'll come back and I'll put everything together for this dish. Right, okay, so now we're at the stage where we're bringing the dish together. So in here we've got our wheat, whether it be bulgur wheat or pearl barley, which I've got here. Next thing we're going to do is add our lemon juice, okay? As I said to you before, the lemon juice will actually help finish off the cooking, okay? So you can see that the lemon juice will finish off the cooking here, okay? So just stir that through, and then we add our lemon zest. Stir that through. And obviously you can't get the full picture here, but the smell that's coming from this is absolutely delicious. Beautiful. So you're just mixing that through. Just give that a minute or so to infuse, so that the flavours can get so into one another. And basically then, we're going to put a pinch of sea salt in. Just a pinch, don't want to put too much. Stir that through. Lovely. And then what we're going to do then is, quite simply, put all the other ingredients in. It's as simple as that. So cucumber, spring onion, put our tomatoes in, cherry tomatoes. You can use a variation of tomatoes. You could use, you could roast these tomatoes off slightly, giving them a slightly sweeter, richer roasted element. So what you could do, you could even roast your tomatoes off to give you a bit of a sweeter, richer roasted element to the dish. Okay. And then we're going to add the rest of our pomegranate in. We won't put all the pomegranate in. I'm going to keep some back. Just the reason being, just for garnish, okay? But look at the beautiful colour on this. Absolutely delicious. Then we'll add our mint and our parsley into there. Again, I'll keep a little bit of parsley back, just for garnish. And we've also got some roast chicken, which I'll use for garnish as well. So say this will make a nice meal for 2 people. So that's the idea. So I'm just going to get a plate. So we have our bowl. Let's move this out. So we have our bowl here. Let's just clean this workbench down a bit because it's a bit messy. Remember, always try and keep work nice and clean and tidy. We'll pour some of this into the bowl. So you want some of that juice coming in there as well, the lemon juice. Beautiful. Look at the colours on there. Really beautiful colours. Then we've got our roast chicken here. What we'll do is put a little bit more parsley over the top. A bit more pomegranate just dotted around the plate. And that's just beautiful. The smells coming from there are divine. There we go. And that is our pomegranate and roasted chicken tabbouleh. Very, very simple. Very simple.